Chapter 2: The Struggles of Investigation. The morning sun filtered through the office windows at the precinct, casting a golden hue over the stacks of paperwork and the buzz of activity. Inspector Mercer sat at his desk, flipping through the notes he'd taken during the investigation of Amy Rosen's murder. Each word felt heavy, weighted by the gravity of the situation. He pulled up the list of witness statements on his computer, scanning for anything that could lead him to a suspect. A few witnesses had claimed to see a man fleeing the scene right after the shots were fired, but none had managed to get a clear look at him. Mercer grabbed his phone and opened Google Maps, searching for nearby buildings. Cameras, he murmured to himself. There must be surveillance footage from somewhere. But before he could delve deeper, he realized he needed to speak with Amy's colleagues at Ravenbank, where she worked. "Evelynn," he called out as he approached her office, the door slightly ajar. She looked up from her paperwork, her brow furrowed with concentration. "Mercer," she replied, gesturing for him to enter. "What do you have?" "I need to visit Ravenbank and talk to Amy's manager and co-workers," he explained. "I'm trying to get a sense of her life and see if anyone might have had a reason to harm her." Evelynn nodded. "That sounds like a good plan. But be aware that the bank is under investigation for some issues that have come to light. They might be sensitive about this." "Understood." "I'll handle it," Mercer said, determination surging through him. Arriving at Ravenbank, Mercer was greeted by the sleek, imposing facade of the building. Inside, the atmosphere was bustling with activity, employees moving with purpose as they attended to clients. Mercer approached the front desk, where a receptionist glanced up, her expression shifting from routine professionalism to surprise. "I am Inspector Mercer," he introduced himself, flashing his badge. "I need to speak with Amy's manager." After a brief wait, a middle-aged man approached, his composure steady but his eyes betraying a hint of unease. "I'm Mr. Carter, the bank manager. How can I assist you?" "I'm investigating the murder of Amy Rosen. I need to ask you some questions about her," Mercer explained. Mr. Carter's brow furrowed. "Amy was very good at her job, and we promoted her a few years ago to a mid-level position reporting directly to me. As far as I am aware, no one here wanted to harm her. About her personal life, I cannot make any comments." He paused, then added, "I heard on the news it was a robbery gone bad. Why would her job here at the bank be important in that context?" Mercer met his gaze evenly. "I'm just doing my duty, Mr. Carter. I need to understand if there's anyone who might have wanted to harm her, either related to her work or personally. It's vital to the investigation." Carter's expression shifted from curiosity to annoyance. "Inspector, as I said, no one here wants to do her harm. If we are not under investigation, then I must ask you to leave. Your longer presence here might suggest more than just a robbery gone bad." Mercer felt the tension rise in the air. "I understand your concerns, but I still need to speak with Amy's co-workers. Their insights could be crucial. I'm afraid I can't allow that. I have clients to attend to and a public image to maintain. This is not the time for speculation. Now please, leave the premises." His voice was firm. With a nod, Mercer backed away, aware that pushing further might only escalate the situation. As he left the building, his mind raced with unanswered questions. Just as he turned to leave, his phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen. It was Evelynn again. "Hold on a moment, Mercer. The officers just returned with the surveillance footage from a few nearby buildings," she said, her voice steady but urgent. "Any leads?" Mercer asked, excitement creeping into his tone. "They're reviewing it now. I'll send you what they find as soon as I have it." Mercer proceeded to leave the bank building, noticing that there were more security guards than he would have expected. As he stepped outside and walked to his car, a nagging feeling crept over him. He sensed he was being followed. Just as he reached his car, he heard a voice behind him. "Inspector Mercer." He turned to find a young woman hurrying toward him, her expression anxious. "I'm a colleague of Amy's. We should talk, but it needs to be somewhere safe." "Who are you?" Mercer asked, scrutinizing her. "I'm Sarah, Amy's friend." "There are things I can't say here," she replied, glancing around as if worried someone might overhear. Mercer nodded, sensing the urgency in her voice. "Okay, let's find a quieter place." As they drove to a nearby cafe, Mercer felt a surge of hope. Perhaps Sarah held the key to understanding the complexities of Amy's life.